They looked you dead in the eye and said it was just puberty. They swore it was contouring, good lighting, or a miraculous growth spurt in their mid-20s. But when you follow the money, the medical records, and the deleted tweets, a very different picture emerges. We're not just talking about vanity here. We're talking about a billion-dollar industry built on the specific mechanic of gaslighting you into believing that buying a $30 lip kit will give you the same results as a $3,000 injection. Today, we're going to look at the 3 most aggressive celebrity plastic surgery denials in history, break down the exact biological impossibility of their excuses, and show you the precise moment a PR script fell apart. To understand how this machine works, you have to look at the most famous face in modern media. In 2014, the internet noticed that 17-year-old Kylie Jenner's face had fundamentally changed. The lower third of her face had expanded, her vermilion border was unrecognizable, and the volume of her lips had tripled. The public reaction was instant, and the denial was even faster. In October of 2014, Kylie tweeted, "How long are we going to talk about this lip thing, LOL?" She framed the speculation as boredom, as the public having nothing better to do. A month later, in November, she doubled down at a launch event stating, "In my pictures, I pout them out a lot. I think big lips are awesome. I love lip liner and overlining my lips." This is the first stage of the celebrity denial playbook, the technicality. Was she using lip liner? Yes. Was that the only thing she was using? Absolutely not. But by admitting to a small, relatable trick, she created a shield for the larger, more expensive truth. For 6 months, the entire beauty industry pivoted to sell overlining pencils. Sales of nude lip liners skyrocketed. Girls across the world were drawing outside their natural lip lines, looking ridiculous, wondering why they didn't look like Kylie. They didn't look like Kylie because Kylie was visiting Dr. Simon Cowell in Beverly Hills for Juvederm injections. These fillers are hyaluronic acid-based, meaning they attract water and create volume that no amount of pencil can mimic. The cost for a session like hers in Beverly Hills ranges from $600 to $1,000 per syringe, and to achieve that look, you're often looking at multiple syringes with maintenance every 6 to 9 months. The truth only came out in May 2015 during an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. But watch how it came out. It wasn't a tearful confession to the public, it was a calculated reveal after the Kylie lip kit brand was ready to launch. She admitted, "I have temporary lip fillers, it's just an insecurity of mine." By the time the truth was confirmed, the narrative had already shifted from "is she lying?" to "poor Kylie and her insecurities." The receipt here isn't just the before and after photo, it is the timeline of the denial versus the timeline of the product launch. The lie was necessary to build the demand. If she had admitted to the fillers immediately in 2014, the magic of the lip kit solution would have evaporated. The lie was worth millions. But while Kylie's story is about marketing, our next case is about anatomy, and it involves one of the most confusing facial transformations in Hollywood history, Zac Efron. For over a decade, Efron was the standard of natural Hollywood good looks. Then in April 2021, he appeared in an Earth Day musical video and the internet broke. His jawline wasn't just defined, it was massive. It looked square, swollen, and unnatural, leading to immediate accusations of a jaw implant or excessive filler usage. The speculation ran wild for over a year. Did he get a chin wing implant? Did he get custom mandibular angles? Efron stayed silent for 17 months. When he finally addressed it in a Men's Health interview in September 2022, he offered an explanation that medical professionals found fascinating, if not slightly convenient. He claimed that he had shattered his jaw in a freak accident at his home back in 2013. According to Efron, he was running through his house in socks, slipped, hit his chin on the granite corner of a fountain, and woke up with his chin bone hanging off his face. He stated that the muscles on the inside of his face and jaw, specifically the masseters, had to work overtime to compensate for the injury, leading to a condition called masseter hypertrophy. Let's look at the medicine here, because this is where the expectation versus reality gap gets wide. Masseter hypertrophy is a real condition. It happens when the chewing muscles enlarge, often due to bruxism or grinding. However, the timeline raises questions. The accident reportedly happened in 2013. Efron's face looked completely consistent with his High School Musical era structure throughout 2014, 2015, and even the Baywatch era in 2017. If the accident caused the muscle growth, biologically, you would expect to see that hypertrophy develop during the recovery window, not appear 8 years later in 2021. Furthermore, masseter hypertrophy usually results in a rounded, bulging look at the angle of the jaw, often described as chipmunk cheeks in severe cases. Efron's 2021 look was sharp, angular, and geometrically square. This specific geometry is often associated with custom fit jaw implants or high-density fillers like Volux, which are designed to mimic bone. While we cannot definitively say he's lying about the medical condition, the receipt here is the visual timeline. The Earth Day video showed a jawline that was significantly wider than his neck, a trait that is anatomically rare even in bodybuilders. There is another layer to this theory that industry insiders discuss but rarely print. In the world of male action stars, the pressure to maintain a ripped physique often leads to the use of performance-enhancing substances. One known side effect of human growth hormone, or HGH, is the growth of visceral tissue and bone density, including the craniofacial structure. It is often referred to as HGH jaw or acromegaly-like symptoms. PR teams will always prefer a story about a clumsy accident with a granite fountain over a discussion about the chemical requirements of maintaining a Baywatch physique at age 35. The fountain story acts as a perfect cover because it garners sympathy and shuts down medical speculation, even if the timeline of the muscle growth defies the standard progression of injury recovery. Now we move to the most heartbreaking example, because it involves a minor. Bella Hadid is currently touted as the most scientifically beautiful woman in the world, based on the golden ratio, but for years she was the subject of intense scrutiny regarding her nose. The rumors started when she was a teenager, showing a distinct bump on the bridge of her nose that vanished by the time she hit the runway. For years, Bella denied this aggressively. In countless interviews, she attributed her changing face to puberty and styling. She even told InStyle magazine, "People think I fully messed with my face because of one picture of me as a teenager looking puffy. I'm pretty sure you don't look the same now as you did at 13, right?" That quote is the receipt. It is a direct gaslight. She used the universal experience of puberty to shame people for noticing a surgical intervention. It wasn't until Vogue's April 2022 cover story that she finally confessed. She admitted, "I wish I had kept the nose of my ancestors. I think I would have grown into it." She revealed she had the rhinoplasty at age 14. Pause and think about that. Age 14. This isn't just a celebrity story. It's a parent failure and a medical ethics nightmare. Most reputable plastic surgeons will not perform a rhinoplasty on a 14-year-old girl because the facial features are not fully developed and the psychological maturity required to process a permanent alteration isn't there. The fact that this surgery happened means a surgeon agreed to it and her parents signed off on it. The receipt here isn't the nose job itself, it's the years of interviews where she made young girls feel crazy for noticing she looked different. And Bella didn't stop at the nose denial. She continues to deny other procedures. The fox eye trend, where the eyebrows and eyes are pulled upwards and outwards, is largely attributed to her look. Medical experts suggest this is achieved through a ponytail lift or a thread lift, where dissolvable threads are inserted under the skin to mechanically pull the face back. Bella claims it's just face tape. "It's the oldest trick in the book," she told Vogue. While face tape is a real drag technique used in photo shoots, it does not explain how her eyes look that way in candid paparazzi photos, leaving the gym, or walking the street without heavy makeup. Face tape is visible. It wrinkles the skin. You cannot wear it 24/7. When a celebrity claims a permanent physical change is due to a temporary tool like tape or contour, they are hiding the maintenance cost. A thread lift costs between $2,000 and $5,000 and lasts about a year. Face tape costs $5. By claiming it's tape, she keeps the natural fantasy accessible, even though the reality is out of reach. Finally, we have to talk about the man who eventually couldn't hide it anymore because his face started to melt. Simon Cowell. For years, Cowell was the face of good genes and vitamins, but around 2018, his face took on a bizarre, drooping yet tight quality. In the industry, this is often the result of filler fatigue or over-threading. When you pump too much filler into the face over a decade, the skin stretches to accommodate the gel. If you stop, you sag. If you add more, you look puffy. Cowell actually admitted to a sewing bioplastic-infused thread facelift, a procedure that sounds exactly as horrific as it is. It involves inserting threads that are supposed to stimulate collagen, but in large quantities, they can create scar tissue and an uncanny valley effect. In April 2022, Cowell admitted to The Sun, "There was a stage where I might have gone a bit too far. I saw a picture of me from before the day before and didn't recognize it as me, first of all." He described looking like something out of a horror film. This admission is rare because it acknowledges the dysmorphia that comes with unlimited resources. The receipt here was his own son, Eric, reportedly being terrified of his father's face, which Cowell cited as the wake-up call to dissolve his fillers. So why does this matter? Why do we care if Zac Efron has a jaw implant or if Kylie Jenner lied about her lips? We care because these lies create a false baseline for reality. When they lie about the surgery, they're not just protecting their privacy, they're protecting their investment. A celebrity's face is an asset, like a house or a stock portfolio. Admitting that the asset requires $50,000 of renovation every year devalues it. It breaks the illusion of genetic superiority that justifies their fame. The next time you see a celebrity interview where they claim their new nose is from breathing better due to a deviated septum, or their new jawline is from chewing gum, remember the timeline. Remember Kylie in 2014. Remember the gap between the visual proof and the verbal confession. The receipt is always there, hiding in the archives, waiting for the PR contract to expire.